Hey, hey y'all. Hey Monique. Hey Jessica. Hey, how y'all doing? Today's Thursday. Golly. Anywho, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. All right, let's get into this read. All right, welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. All right, so let's get into it. Please keep in mind, this is a collective read. Not everything is going to resonate with you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Again, this is a collective read. Not everything is going to resonate with you. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so let's get into it. So I have to be careful with the choice of words that I use today. So of course, if you see me pausing, it's because I'm trying to find the correct word so that way, you know, I can tell you what's going on. So there is a cousin. So channel message is cousin is caught up in a scandal. Okay, so this family that you lived with or so, there's a lot of interbreeding. Hopefully that makes sense. Meaning that they like to get with one another or they like to partake in intimate activities with one another. So there's a lot of interbreeding within this toxic family dynamic. They give the title keeping it in the family to, they take the cake for that, okay? Now, this cousin saw my meditative state could have very close ties to a judicial system, okay? They could be a paralegal or some kind of like a secretary or some kind of like qualifications, some type of position in that manner here. Knowing that this cousin was or is connected to the judicial system in this way because they're very aware or they're knowledgeable of certain laws, okay? They were feeding info to this toxic mother or father onto how to manipulate things against you. This cousin slept with either the mother of the family or the father of the family. So just an example. So if this is a cousin of the family, the mother, the connection between the cousin and mother would be, I don't know, child. I don't even want to get too deep into that. I just think the way that some people just live life and maneuver life out here is just completely despicable. It really is. It's just making me sick to my stomach. But anywho, if you can recollect back when you were younger, you may have had either a mother or father that loved to be the center of attention, and it didn't matter where they got the attention from. A lot of individuals within a family dynamic may have actually pulled closer, or they always had like a, well, how do you explain that? It was like, there was always some kind of like a secret love there, but it was very, it's prohibited. It's prohibited. It's not something that you should be doing or they should be doing, not you. I meant to say more so karmically speaking, I meant they, not the collective. This toxic mother or father here loves to recruit people that they know have secrets, overwhelming secrets or damning secrets, to the point where if things do go awry, that they can keep them trapped based on the secrets that they can hold above their head. So it's a form of blackmail, okay? They knew that this cousin or family member here were very close to the judicial system in regards to the knowledge that they have, and they were utilizing that person in a way to keep them quiet. So there was a lot, again, there was a lot of interbreeding, a lot of sexual activities happening amongst other family members. I yeah, my God, it's just nasty. Anywho, I'm going to pull from here. just, it just, golly, stuff is just, yeah. And the funny thing about this here is that these individuals are fixing their mouth to talk ill about you. But this is the type of foolishness they doing behind the scenes. They interacting with one another in a sexual way. My God. All right, let's see what comes out here. Okay, what we got here? What the hell? I don't know what that is. Let me pick again. It's always the one with the deepest, darkest secrets that always got the most to say. They don't make sense. They don't make sense, child. All right, let's see. So we have letter to the editor. Okay. Letter to the editor. I'm going to put it in this way. So when someone is writing a report or writing a report on a story or journalism or things of that nature, there is also hierarchy within that particular genre or that particular niche. So when you are finished writing your story, you're supposed to submit your story to the editor to ensure that it is very digestible to the editor and more so to the consumer that's going to read that actual paper, right? And I feel like that's what's happening here. So the editor will be considered the toxic mother or the toxic father here. And it's like they're telling them to do certain things or to say certain things here in regards to keeping their, we'll say their foulness kind of behind the scenes here. That, we'll just say that letter, that was more metaphorically speaking, but that letter is now being exposed for everyone to see. And they're like trying to, like, this is figuratively speaking, they're trying to kind of like white out or retract what they have been saying or what they have been doing here. So we have someone that is sad. Please do not take this the wrong way. I'm just going about what the dice are saying, okay? Someone can be an immigrant. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just going by what the dice say, okay? I'll put it this way. They could come from a different country, or they may have been raised in a different country, or they moved from whatever their origin of their country is to another country. So take that how that resonates, okay? This is definitely a woman here that we are speaking about. That is from a foreign country. Okay, take that how that resonates. Or they may love to travel to foreign countries. Then we have alternating point of view versus society. So they have a very, very different way or alternative points of view in regards to what they do. Yes, my cards came in. Yep. So the alternating points of view versus society here. If society was aware in regards to what they were doing here, society would not be able to handle that or stomach that, because that's just not, this is not things that you do with other people within the family dynamic, okay? So because they have a very different way of thinking when it comes to the type of things that they're doing here, they don't want society, or they just don't want the public to be aware here, okay? And they've, what's this one? So it's like a uneducated, optimistic individual. So they feel like that they are smarter than you, which they are not. And they also feel, so the perception here is that they feel like that they're smarter than you. because they have other people that can more so cloak or hide what they're trying to do towards you here. So this is where the optimism is coming in here. This is why they feel so comfortable doing this here, because they have the backing of other people to kind of like do harsh things towards you. But the reason why this cousin is now coming up here, because I was sitting in meditation for like a good 2 hours yesterday, and I just kept hearing the word cousin, cousin, cousin. And I'm like, okay. So I leaned in closer to kind of see what was up with this cousin. And I realized that it was a cousin that has been very nervous or very afraid to come towards you. You may have recently disconnected from this cousin, take it how it resonates, or they may have disconnected from you recently. But the reason why they disconnected from you is because they did not want you to pull in or to tap into their energy. So they feel that if they completely stay away from you, they don't talk with you here, that you would not be able to know that they are also linked or tied into all of this. This is a clown show. Okay, it's a tomfoolery show is what it is. Okay, they don't want you to be aware that they were also involved in this. And all of this was surrounding a will or an inheritance here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about will and inheritance. Will and inheritance today. So we have commitment. Yeah, they had a strong commitment to work with this toxic family here because of the secrets that the toxic family held over this cousin's head. So this toxic mother, toxic father would say something like, well, you remember what you did, right? Remember we gave you that thing? Remember we told you this? Remember we did this for you? Remember we that? Trying to guilt trip them into not speaking up, or more so to continue to work with them against you here. And that's going to backfire. I feel stupidity runs in groups. That's just me. That's my opinion. I really feel like stupidity runs in groups. Because ain't no way you seeing someone trying to cause harm to another person. You see it with concrete evidence, with factual evidence, and you still go along with that. It just doesn't give me intelligence at all. It gives me complete stupidity. And this is what they're running off of, stupidity. So when you're running off stupidity, you do stupid things. We have frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause. Reflective clarity is found. Frost of stillness. So frost is of stillness because ice is like, it's suspended in nature. If that makes sense. So the only way that you can change the outcome or alter the outcome of something cold or something icy is if you break it apart. That's the only way you can change the, the perception of that. We'll just call it ice here. So I feel like with the frost of stillness here, this individual, this more so cousin figure here is feeling very afraid. They feel stuck, suspended and stuck, or suspended in, they feel stuck in limbo because you're calling them out. Thank you. Release burdens. Yeah, they want to release their burdens, but they don't know how to because of this secret. The secret is they're intimate with other family members. That's the secret. And this is something that they never thought would come out. So not only is this cousin embarrassed, this family dynamic is embarrassed as well too. It's like, it's crazy how this toxic family is trying to hold secrets over another person's head, but here you come with your la-di-da self and you just expose it. And it's like, did you just say that? Yeah. I mean, how else are things going to change if you don't speak up? Especially if they coming up against you. If you coming up against me, you give me all permission to expose you. That's just how I feel. Because what's the reason you're trying to come up against me? That's how I feel about it. And you were divinely guided to speak about it. There's interbreeding within this toxic family. There are children being born between family members. There are a lot of hot, intimate activities that are being performed amongst family members. Why aren't people speaking about this foulness? Why not? But then you want to fix your lips or gossip about the collective, which makes no sense. It's normally the ones that are so quick to gossip and yip and yap away. And the moment that they realize that, you be like, oh, okay, so that you talking about me in that kind of way? Oh, okay, but do you remember when such and such, when you come out with the ooh-wop? The truth is the ooh-wop. When you do that 360 or you shoot that 3-pointer into the basket here, now they want to fidget. Now they want to try to do damage control. Now they want to try to act like that that the things that they were saying about you never happened. I didn't mean to say that about you. Well, why you got to be so mean towards me? Well, why you got to go against the family name? This is not family, man. This is not family. This is family? I feel like somebody trying to scramble my mind because this is not family. This is savagery of foulness. So Lorraine mentions on TikTok, maybe they're afraid of retaliation. That's on them. That has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. And people are going to have to learn. Listen, I'm one of those readers that are very unconventional. I don't care how people feel and all that. No, especially when you're doing wrong, you won't get no sympathy from me and no, oh, I'm sorry. You won't get none of that. You're going to get raw and straight right to your chest. That's me. So in regards to what you're saying here, that's on them. This is why I always encourage or advocate for you guys to do your shadow work. Because if you do your shadow work and you so-called have a secret, but if you work on your shadow work, it's not going to affect you. It's not. They don't do shadow work, but they want to be praying in somebody's church. Not everybody, but these individuals here are heavily religious individuals, but they're toxic religious individuals that think that they can pray themselves out of harming people or putting people in harm's way, and to think that they're going to be safe from the harm that they place onto other people. It does not work that way. It just does not. So in regards to retaliation, things of that nature, I really don't care. I'm just being honest. I don't. Not towards you, Lorraine, okay? But I thank you for your comments, of course. But in regards to them suffering and they're crying and they can't believe that life has turned over in this way, oh well. I'll put it in this way. You, collectively, generally speaking, you had the opportunity. Yes, you have two options in life. You have a good path or a negative path. And you at one point in time had the option to do something very heinous towards them, to cause harm towards them, to try to set them up, to retaliate on them. You didn't do any of that. Why? Because that was your choice. You decided, despite all the things that they have done towards you to make you look less than what they were, you didn't do any of the things in regards to what they have done towards you. So it comes down to intentions of the decisions that you make. That's just me. That's how I feel. It says secrets emerge. It says secrets emerge. It says secrets emerge. So now this is out in the open that this toxic family loves to keep it in the family. Let's see how much, let's see. Sit back, get your drink. This is my water, okay? Get your drink, get your snacks, get your food, and watch this play out. Because other people, other extended people within the family dynamic is going to be aware that it is a very heavy interbreeding that is happening amongst this family dynamic that you've completely disconnected from. You disregard. You don't want anything to do with this toxic family at all because of the foulness that they're doing. These cards are dope. Create a new identity. So what is happening here is that now that that actual thing is exposed here. So let me go back a bit. The extended family were aware just how much this toxic mother and toxic father treated other people just on a day-to-day here. They always had an inkling that there was a lot of heavy interbreeding amongst the family, but they couldn't pinpoint, or they could not verify, or they could not confirm the suspicious accusations that were surrounding this particular family here. You were connected to the family because you were living with the family when you were younger, if that makes sense. And as I mentioned before, you hold the master key to all of their secrets here. And you are being put in a position, for whoever resonates, not gonna resonate for everybody, but for the ones that resonate, you are being placed or put into a position where you are now starting to break down that falsehood or that false reality in regards to what they're trying to hide from other people here, okay? So people are going to be aware that other family members are being intimate within other family members within the family dynamic here, okay? This cousin is very, very heavily involved, but more so involved with the judicial side of things because they're very knowledgeable when it comes to laws. So if you have this code, the penal code, and that code, or whatever the case may be, well, just file for this and file for that and do this and do that. And well, if they don't have a lawyer, well, then you could do it this way. Like, they know the loopholes, they know the tricks in regards to what to do or what to say to keep you stuck, okay? And it failed. So this is where the cousin is now trying to create a new identity from you by separating from you, by disconnecting from you, by trying to hide from you spiritually or more so energetically, so you won't know that they were also included in this foolishness. What else, Spirit? We have rough road. This is a perfect example. So you know that when you see like space needs to be cleared out completely because maybe something new is getting ready to be built there. But when you completely clear like a piece of land or a space of land here, it's completely like open and more so barren, right? And with this rough road here, when you're able to clear the land, you're able to kind of see the land in all of its like, in its like rarest form in that kind of way. So you're able to kind of see because like the grass is cut low, so you can see things that you might not have been able to see before. And if you look closely, more intricately onto the rough road here, you're going to see that there was a lot of debris. When we're going to use debris as a form of secret, and I'm speaking figuratively here, they were trying to cover up all of their debris amongst this rough road here. So they created this rough road. Does that make sense? You came in with the truth and you cleared the whole path or the whole plot, literally and figuratively, in regards to what they were trying to do towards you here. And the moment that you were able to clear the plot, now you were able to see how rough the road was, because there were a lot of things, a lot of whatever, rocks, stones, whatever, that they were placing there that you could not see before because they were keeping the grass high. So when you came with the truth, the sword of truth, and you start to cut through the high grass and whatever, however there, and you were able to see, you were like, oh wow, this is really, this land is not good. Like, you can't reproduce on the land, you can't create anything new, you can't cultivate anything new. Like, the land is completely barren, but it's like a very foul type of barren here. So they made the road rough based on the things that they were doing. Every person that was involved in this are now regretting ever being involved in this against you. Yes, they are. Somebody's name is Camille. Oh, yes. Pearl Garcia said, oh, no, I'm sorry. Not you. I'm so sorry. Irish Alchemy states on YouTube, also family members are being intimate with being intimate with former partners. They don't care who they lay down with. They don't want to see you do well. So they want to do whatever they need to do to keep their family secrets at a head. This is not family. It's not. I don't know what to call them, but they're not family. But they feel like that you are destroying the family's name. You ain't doing anything but speaking truth. They're doing that with the foolish things that they're doing out there. So we have the desert of isolation. So now they feel deserted. Everybody's going to completely pull away. If they haven't pulled away now, when this come out and it's coming out now, more people are going to be pulling away from these individuals because they're going to realize just how foul their whatever dreams are. Other family members or other extended family members here may have hid or stopped their children from being around this toxic mother or toxic father. This is where you can come in. So when you were younger, you might not have had a lot of sleepovers. You may not have had cousins that will come around you and things of that nature. The reason being is because the cousin of, or the mother or father of the cousin around the age or whatever, however resonates for you, they realized that something was off with this toxic mother or toxic father. You weren't aware at the time because of course you were younger and you didn't understand. But they were aware that something was off, but they could not put their finger on what it was. So here we go with the hidden keys. That's you. You have the keys. So this toxic mother, toxic father bullied you since you were young because they wanted you to come off as very meek and sheeple-like and scary-like and no confidence. They wanted you to be very weak so that way you could never expose their secrets. We have wise counsel. You're receiving wise counsel from spirit. That's your counsel. That's your counsel, that's your therapist, that's your leader. Spirit is your leader, or divine spirit, or source, however you do your thing. Universe, however you do your thing. That is your divine counsel, your leader, your protector, etc., etc. Okay, so with the wise counsel here, so the toxic mother and toxic father set it up to where you could not get insight or healthy counsel from other people that were around you. Okay. So why are you who there? So you come on here. Is that directed towards me, Robalita? I just want to make sure, because if it is, I'll just get you up out of here. So what are you talking about? If they're blocking your comments on YouTube, you must be saying something that can't be, shared on YouTube. So that's a you issue. That's not me. So I don't know what's the issue. But if there is an issue, let me know so I could just get you up out of here. It's that simple. So I don't know. Anywho, let me get back to the read. So with the wise counsel here, this toxic mother or toxic father here try to do everything possible so that way you would not be able to you would not learn or be aware as to what they were trying to do towards you here. So if they dumb you down or they try to make you come off as if you weren't smart, so when it comes time for you to face the real world with real things, you know what I mean? You would not be aware, or you would not be so knowledgeable in regards to what is going on here. Okay? Thank you. All right, so we have adapt and thrive. Luck flows with change. Stay flexible. Embrace shifts and learn from the journey as answers revealed themselves. So you had to learn how to adapt to thrive, if that makes sense. And you learn to adapt and thrive based on what you had at that time. But again, you had the wise counsel of Source that was helping to guide you to get out of this foolish things that they were trying to place you in here. Okay, some of you guys may have went through, and this is a trigger warning, but for some of you guys, you may have went through where, you know, you may have been inappropriately, you know, when you were young. Okay, thank you. We have connections guide. Yeah. Harness the power of networks, cultivate meaningful relationships, and strategize your path to success. They did not want that for you. They didn't want you to have connections with anyone else. Because if you start to establish new connections with other people, you're going to realize that what they're doing is not right, or it's not healthy, or it's not normal. There's no morals in regards to what they're doing here. If that makes sense? Remember, all of this was a ploy or plan since you were young to get you to be more of, or to live a life of being like an invalid or someone that's not very wise. Because if you're not wise, you won't see the red flags. So you ain't, and and you'll never be, and that's why, and da 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 da. And they're always aiming for your head to give you concussions, to, you know, you may have cuts and bruises over your head. Shoot, you may even have scars all over your head. That was specifically done to ensure that you would not speak out in regards to what they have done, not only to you, but to other people within the family dynamic too. You're not the only one that may have experienced a negative experience with this toxic family. Other people are aware too. The difference between you and the other individuals that went through all of this here is that you are the only one that is speaking up. That is why they're all coming together. All the people that they have hurt and harmed, they're using their secrets or their shadows that they have not healed from yet. That's where trauma lies. Your traumas lie within your shadows. And most people are afraid to sit down and to face their shadows or their traumas head on. That's why some people become so triggered by what you say. Does that make sense? So knowing that they are aware that they, when I say they, the toxic mother, toxic father was the one that was actually creating the traumas. They were instilling and creating the traumas towards other members of the family here. Well, since they created, well, they feel like they have control over it. And at one point in time, they did, which now makes them I forgot your name on here that quick. I'm so sorry. I think it was Sarah that said it. No. It was you were mentioning in regards to being afraid of retaliation. Well, now they feel like, ah, shoot, man. Well, they know about my traumas. They were there when my traumas happened. They didn't realize, or they're going to realize now, that this toxic mother and toxic family is the reason why they have these said traumas. They're gonna put the correlation. They're going to link it together to realize that this toxic mother and toxic family is just that, very toxic here. So if the cousin has the secrets of the traumas that they're trying to hide, they're not going to be on your side. They're going to do whatever it is that this toxic mother or toxic father say here, because again, they are afraid of their traumas being exposed. And not everyone can handle their traumas being exposed, especially on like a public platform or just in public in general. Some people can't handle that. Oh well. You don't get to, and I'm going there. Just because a person has traumas, and we all have traumas in some sort of way from our walks, different walks of life, right? Just because a person has traumas does not give them the right to completely negate, ignore their traumas, allow another person to have control over the traumas that either they experienced, they spoke up, whatever, however the case may be, put that to the side to hurt another person because they don't want their traumas or secrets to be exposed. That is not how this works over here. It don't work that way. You don't get no cool points. You don't get a pass. You don't get a pardon. You don't get any of those things. None of this would have worked if they would have worked on their shadows or their traumas. And they didn't want to do that. They wanted to save face or save themselves the embarrassment in regards to the traumas or triggers that this toxic mother or toxic family has held over their head. I hope that makes sense. So this toxic mother, toxic father can just call them at any time. Hey, okay, I need you to do this. And they're deep down, they're like, oh, man, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. But they feel like that they're stuck. Trauma, depending on the type of trauma, because there's levels to trauma, depending on the trauma, some people can be severely stuck in trauma to the point where they just going to do whatever it is that they need to do so that way they never, ever, 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 ever have to go through what they went through again. It just depends. Everybody do things differently. They operate differently when it comes to traumas. But this person is not exempt just because they have traumas. They're not. You're not exempt. I'm sorry. You can't hurt other people and then try to use your trauma as an excuse. No, no. Where's the accountability in all of this? Where's the accountability? The secrets emerge because of the connection. I'll even put it in this way. You had to learn how to adapt and thrive based on what you were based on what was available to you at that time. The wise counsel. And by you connecting or guiding yourself to the wise counsel of spirit or source here, that's where the secrets emerge. Because the wise counsel of spirit or universe or Jesus or God, however y'all do y'all thing, gave you the hidden keys. Once they place you in isolation, that's what they did. They placed you in isolation thinking that you would be completely dried up, parched. You would not be, when you think of a desert, you think of it as very dry. It's very barren. It's very like this kind of like no life in the desert. That's kind of how they wanted you to be. They wanted to kind of throw you to the wolves completely in the middle of nowhere with no sight of, we'll say, abundance. And abundance come in many different ways, shape, or form, of course, here. But I feel like when you were in the isolation state or space while all this was happening here, the counsel of your higher source, a higher spirit here, gave you the hidden keys or gave you the tools, and that's what helped you to emerge the secrets. You're like, oh, that makes sense. So if you were trying to figure out as to why you may have felt that you were very abused or you know, you may have felt like they were just kind of like coming down on you here. This is the reason why. I just want one card. Y'all just give me one card. But there is a mother or father here that could be also uneducated, meaning they may not have finished school. They may have a very low IQ. They may not have finished high school, maybe college, however it resonates. I don't feel college. They may just have college credits. And I feel like they use their uneducated points of views to create a reality for them and for people around them to make people see that what they're doing come off as if it's right. Other family members or the extended family members protected their child or children away from the toxic mother or father that you lived with. Yes, they did. This is why you may have felt like your cousins didn't want to come over and play with you and hang with you, or just friends in general as well too. Because there's a lot of inbreeding that is happening amongst this family here. We have duality dance. Seek balance amidst the chaos and find harmony within yourself. And that's what you did. Duality dance. Amidst in the midst of the storm that they place you in. They literally place you in the eye of the storm. Yes, they did. And they just left you there. And we all know when a tornado has hit land or touched land, and you see that eye of the storm starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger, that's where most of the destruction happens. When the tornado passes through its path, that's exactly where they place you in, literally in the middle of the eye of the storm. But just because, oh Lord, little fly, just because you are amongst chaos doesn't mean that things are going to be destroyed for you. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, that's why I advocate for meditation, self-reflection, things of self, because despite you being in the midst of the storm, it didn't affect you in the way that they thought it would. Even in the midst of the storm, you still had the keys. The keys still came, the keys still arrived, and it still was able to, you were still able to open up many doors that maybe either you thought were locked or they thought that they have completely shut, pinned, bolted. They thought that you would not be able to escape their reality of hell. That's what they thought. That's what they assumed. Thank y'all. Thank you for the gifts. All right, G, I'll see you later. All right, let's see. Oh, man. It says clear mind. It says clear mind, man. Man. Well, it say trust yourself. Clear mind, trust yourself. This toxic dynamic, family dynamic here. Dang, I lost my train of thought. It's gonna come back to me. Okay, this toxic family here actually sets you up to be able to withstand chaos, or we'll say hell. They put you through many tests, many examinations, many tests, many projects, many tasks of life to fail, and you have surpassed every test, every examination, every pop quiz. You were able to pass with flying colors, even though you were sitting amongst the midst of the storm or the eye of the storm. That's where that's where the calmness comes in, because when you frightened, oh my God, I don't know what to do, and I'm going through this right now, and everything is crashing and falling on me. No. That's what they want you to be, because remember, they threw you into the storm and they're expecting the tornado to kind of wipe you away or to destroy what you're trying to, trying to destroy your peace in that kind of way. And it didn't work out in this way. So with clear mind and trust yourself, you allowed yourself, because of the wise counsel that you get from source, God, spirit, Jesus, universe, Krishna, Buddha, etc., etc., it gave you a clearer mind. And once the storm was over, you popped out like nothing happened. To be honest, you popped up brand new. Because even after the tornado destroys what's in its path here, it's like a calm setting. It's very calm. I don't know if you guys ever experienced a tornado or been in a tornado, but living in Texas, yeah, there's been quite a few. And I was like, yeah. So I lived in Kansas as well too. So I'm pretty, versed with tornadoes. But yeah, before the tornado hits, you get all the signs and you get the black cloud. It's so dark. The sky is super, super dark. And it's a very scary sight. But after everything is cleared, it's like a calm. Despite everything being destroyed in its path, like everything is so calm, and that's you. You're very calm amidst the storm, or amongst the storm they try to put you in. So when you came out unscathed, they're like, wait, hold up. Wait, what's happening here? I'm hearing Eye of the Tiger. Is that Eye of the Tiger? Dun, 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 dun. Who sing that song with Rocky? He's in Philly. I think it's called Eye of the Tiger. I think it's by Journey. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. I don't whoever sing that song, but I believe it's called Eye of the Tiger. I think it's by Journey. Survivor? Okay. What's it called? But a perfect example of even Rocky too. There's a place in Philly that's called the Art Museum. We're in the Art Museum area off of Ben Franklin Parkway, where there's like the monumental steps where Rocky has taped that movie. And he starts from the bottom, and then you can see him kind of like running up the steps to get to the top. And when he gets to the top, he's like, oh yeah. Like he's like celebrating himself in that kind of way with the actual boxing gloves too. So like I said, to be honest, I really feel like that these toxic members here, family member dynamic, however it resonates for you, they really put you in a position to win, despite them thinking that they were going to put you in a position to fail. Despite them not really giving you all of the correct tools to be able to thrive, okay, in this world. They gave you tools to survive, and that's a big difference. They specifically gave you tools to survive and not thrive, because they never thought or assumed that you would thrive. They banked on you only surviving. And most people, or some people, however it resonates, when you're living in a state of survival for a very long time and all you're doing is just surviving and you're not even aware that you can thrive besides surviving, it can put someone in a position where they want to give up. And that's what they thought they had, or that's what they thought they did with you here. They thought that you have given up. Again, when you were in the isolation and you weren't around and you were healing yourself, and you were trying to gather all of the insight and intel from the wise counsel of spirit, or, source, right? And you pop back out, it shocked everybody, because they really thought they destroyed you, and they didn't. That's why some of them are sick. Some of them, their hair is falling out, their teeth is falling out, their liver is not good, their lungs not good, someone's heart not doing well, they're having issues with their reproductive system. Their body is just lighting up like a Christmas tree, or like a car that needs maintenance on so many different things. Their body is just not doing well because the guilt is eating them. And that's one way that other people can see. So when someone is very guilty and they can't speak about in regards to what they have done, not only to you, but to other people here, they're going to wear the guilt on their body. That's a form of stress. And you're going to see, you can tell when someone is stressed versus when they're not. The signs are very evident or is very visible for you to see. And that's what's happening here. The guilt of what they've done to you, the guilt of them not being able to speak up and out what they have done to you, but yet you are speaking out in regards to what they have done to you. And it's like they can't really do anything because they won't come out publicly and try to fight you publicly. They want to fight you privately to make you look like you're crashing out. But no, it's not working in that way. They are. Checkmate. Checkmate. Hold on, y'all. Let me get y'all up here. All right. They ain't stopping the MFing thing, okay? At all, okay? They not stopping nothing, child. Let's see, what else, Spirit? We have Meadow of Moments. Bask in the Meadow of Moments where presence blossoms in the simplicity of now. And then we also have River of Release. So I'm gonna take these two cards here. The Meadow of Moments to me gives me, it gives me moments of mindfulness or being able to be mindful in regards to what is happening around you. And because you are aware of what's going on around you, you're able to release all that doesn't serve you for your highest good, meaning friends, families, foes, co-workers, etc., etc. Anyone that came up against you to try to put you in harm's way, you've released all of them, again, because of the secrets that were given to you when you were in your isolation space. We have walking unscathed. You were fortunate. A trap was laid, but your wisdom kept you from falling into it. Nothing can touch you. Or I'll put it this way. Anything that they throw towards you, it can't touch you. I'll just put it in that way. And that bothers them. You're untouchable from them. They can't touch you. They can't do anything towards you. They can't come towards you. If they try to come towards you, something odd or something negative happens with them, whether it's with their health, whether it's with a car. There were individuals that were trying to actually come towards you, maybe come towards your home, but something happened. Somebody broke their leg, they fell down, they hurt their ankle, they sprained themselves, their car wasn't working. That was all spirit working. So if you feel like you're not protected, you're really protected. You are really protected. And that's something that you need to know. If you feel like that you're not, you got to look at it from all angles or all aspects. Remember, there are many ways to do one thing or to achieve one goal. Got to be more multifaceted or more open-minded, especially when it comes to your protection. Okay, protection is just not a one-time thing or one size fits all. Everyone's protection is different, but uniquely different. So what you do for protection on TikTok, I'm gonna do something different. What you do on Instagram and Facebook for your protection, I'm gonna do something different. And the same for you too. Whatever you do differently, it's gonna be slightly different, but it's uniquely created for you and molded for you, so that way you can be protected from these type of individuals. So this is why they feel like something is not right with you or something is off with you. They feel like that you have some form of like demonic spirit on you because you're protected. Let's make that make sense. Make that make sense. You ain't hurting anybody. You're not harming anybody. You're literally just trying to live life. Not even trying. You're living life. You're thriving in life. And because you don't want to be caught up in all of the things that they're doing, now they want to call you odd, they want to call you off, they want to say you dark, they want to say you demonic. They don't make sense. They don't make sense at all. What they're seeing here is the shadow side of your protection. Let me break that down. There's two sides to all of us. A light side and a dark side. Yes, it is. Whether you want to believe it or not. There's a light side to all of us. There's a dark side to all of us. Some of us love to just be on the light side. And hey, you got to do what you got to do. Some people are very happy-go-lucky and hey, how you doing? And good morning, blah, yeah, yeah, and da-da-da, la-di-da. That's the light side, right? But then you have your darker side where you might be angry. You may project things. You may spew things or whatever, however, right? When it comes to the shadow side of your protection, you have a light side of protection. You have a shadow side of protection. They're meeting the shadow side of your protection, meaning that your ancestors, your spirit guides, your team, God, Jesus, universe, however y'all do y'all thing, is showing up for you, but more so in a shadow aspect of things that they never witnessed before, they never seen before, but yet they kept attacking you and they didn't understand or realize that every time they attempt to attack you, the shadow part or the shadow protection side or aspect of the let me find my words. The aspects of the protection of your shadow side was now showing up for them to see. So this is why they think that you are into dark things, you're doing things to hurt people and da-da-da and whatever the case may be. No. You have every right to protect yourself. And you have, again, ancestors. Ancestors could be a mother, a father, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, anyone that has passed over and loved you when they were here. They can be considered a guardian angel, a spirit guide. It's so many different stipulations. But you have other people on the other side or energies on the other side that is protecting you. And in some cases, if you don't want to be in your shadow side, well, they're going to pull up and show or exhibit the shadow side for you. That makes sense? So this where you come in. My ancestors don't play about me. My ancestor this, my spirit team this. That's the shadow side of it that they weren't willing or they weren't participating to be shown. And also, it is highly advised to be balanced in both your light and the darker aspect of self. It is highly advised. You need a middle ground. You need a balance, okay? Don't fear your dark side. Just because I say dark doesn't mean that it's dark, okay? There's many different stipulations and aspects of that as well, and the same for the light as well too. But make sure that you have an even, healthy balance of both light and dark, okay? So we have fear here. And this is why they fear you, because the shadow side of your protection is showing up like, what's up? You said what? You talk about the collective? Okay, well, watch this. And you do your thing. You pray. You state your affirmations. You state your mantras, however way you do your thing here. And that triggered the darker aspects or the shadow aspects of your protection. And now they are afraid of you. Oh, well, you should have never triggered it. They should have never triggered it. And it is, what does it say? Humiliation and a necessary ending. Yes. Man. Necessary ending and humiliation. This had to end. It was necessary for the things that they were doing towards you. It had to end. It had to. And this is why they feel humiliated, because they don't know who walks with who when it comes to you. I always say that. You don't know who walks with who spiritually. Just because they look a certain way, they may not have anything. They may not even have 2 pennies to rub together. Doesn't mean that give you the right to ill-treat or mistreat somebody, because they may not have something that determines their, we'll say, social status or their social status in life. Just because someone may have something lesser than you doesn't give you the right or the ability to cause harm towards that person. Oh, they don't have anything. Well, okay, well, they don't have anything. We can cause harm to them. We can do things to them. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. And that's what this toxic family unit here tried to do towards you here. Well, you don't have anything, so you can't sit with us. We don't want to sit with y'all. They interbreeding, being intimate with one another. No, who wants to be a part of this filth? This is filth. Yuck. Ew, patooey. Who wants to be a part of this? So for them to even try to attempt to say, oh, you meaning us, collectively, generally speaking, we can't sit with them. We don't want to sit with you and your nasty, what? Like, what? They tripping, okay? And they thought that you were naive. Yes. You may come off as naive. Just because you come off as naive doesn't mean that you are. That could be a hidden talent of yours, where you play possum, quiet. You learn how to play possum. And by playing possum, it helps you see what the right time, at the right time that you were playing possum, it got you out of some really sticky situations because you were able to play possum. Looks can be deceiving. Y'all never heard that before? Again, just because someone look a certain way does not give another person the right to attack them. I'm getting hot. Give me a second. All right. Okay, perfect. What else, Spirit? Talk to me. Talk to me, boo. What else, boo? What else you got? Closed door. Closed door. At the right time, because you played possum, at the right time, Spirit was like, you know what? Okay, enough's enough. And closed the door, not only in front of your face, because I feel like the door was slammed, and that is more so metaphorically or figuratively speaking. The door to their evilness has completely, it was closed shut or slammed shut in your face because it was the right time to do it. There could be a person outside that could be homeless, and that person could be the most intelligent person that you ever encountered or crossed path with, but just because their clothes look a little ragged or look a little unkempt or don't look clean, you know what I mean? Some people tend to treat that person because they visibly don't look good. You know, they're judging a book by its cover, but unbeknownst to them, that could be a whole freaking angel in disguise. They could have some serious protections that no one can see unless you can actually see, if that makes sense. And there's some individuals out here, because of how they're not able to perceive them because they look unkempt or unwell or not clean enough to sit with them, they try to cause harm towards them. And when they try to do that, the shadow part pop out. And they'll be like, oh, whoa, 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 where'd that come from? Whoa, 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 wait, whoa. No, you're doing something towards me. You're praying against me, you this and that. And even if you were, fair exchange ain't no robbery. Even if you were. Why won't they take accountability for what they have done towards you? Because they can't. I'll tap in a little bit with that. Okay. So my spirit's telling me talk about Brian McKnight. I'm not into celebrities. I don't care about celebrities. You're just like us. So I don't follow. Oh my God, did you hear that? I'm not into all that. But with Brian McKnight, it's very evident in regards to his stance on how he perceives his primary family or his original family. And he had a son that just recently passed away of cancer. And Brian won't take responsibility or accountability for his parts in all of this here. And I sat and I tapped in and I watched and I was like, oh, okay. And a lot of people are now seeing Brian as a piece of mess. He's a piece of mess. And he's doing nothing but blaming other people in regards to why things should not have played out in the way that it played out. But I'm going to tell, he gonna get very sick. He gonna age so rapidly. Watch, you gonna come back and tell me he gonna age so rapidly, even to where he is now. That wife is going to leave him. Them kids that he's currently with, they're gonna turn on him. That wife is going to bleed him dry, and he's gonna be stuck with the guilt of crossing his child that has passed away. You'll see. It might make him deranged, or might make him go insane as well too, because he can't come to terms, or he refuses to take accountability in regards to how he treated his son before he passed. And we can use it in this way here. That's what's happening with them, and it's a line for it to happen in that way. That's the way. You are in alignment to move forward, to progress, to succeed in whatever it is that you're wanting to succeed in. You're in alignment of that, and they're afraid of that. So they keep thinking you just have a light side, but like I said, you have a dark side too. Some of y'all don't even operate out your dark side, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. Everybody gonna do whatever they need to do. But for the ones that don't operate out their dark side, well, that's where your protection comes in. Well, I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue with these individuals. I don't want to this. I don't want to that. Okay, cool. Well, then your ancestors, your spirit guide, your team, God, Jesus, universe, they going to come up, they going to pull up, they going to do it for you. Duality. So now we have shame. And we have numb. So now they are shamed publicly, as they need to be. And they feel numb by it because they misread you, or they misread the signs. They were warning signs about you to stay away from you, to back away from you. They were immense warning signs. Yes, they were. They were massive warning signs from spirit to leave you alone. And they said no, no, and no. And this is individuals that say that they pray on a day-to-day. These are individuals that say they have a connection to God. These individuals here, not everyone as a whole, these particular individuals here say they have a connection to God. Well, if they had a connection to God, why did they ignore the signs? Why did they misread the signs? If they have the connection, because if they had the connection, the discernment would have came in to tell them and to alert them that, hey, not that one, back off, stay away, move forward with your life, do something different with life. Risk versus reward. It's a risk versus reward. Guess who's getting rewarded? Risk versus reward. The risk outweigh the potential rewards. Be realistic while weighing the pros and cons. They thought that the risk that they took against you would reward them. The risk that they took was to slander your name. This is the risk that they took. They slandered you. They gossiped about you. They laughed about you. They got other people to come together to do foolish things towards you. Hey, LaRonda. And the reward was, well, if we all come together and we put this person to the side, or we cause harm to them, or whatever the case may be, they thought they were going to get some kind of a cash reward or a cash bonus or some kind of false, foo-foo, Sesame Street type of foolish imagination that they thought here. And they were completely wrong. So now they're getting the spirit. Now they're getting the reality check. Not only them, other people around them are now awakened and being disillusioned, meaning that they're waking up from all the lies that they have been speaking about you. Now everybody is seeing the checkmate that they are receiving from reality, and they can't handle it. I would never understand how you have all these dark, intimate, crazy secrets, but you feel so comfortable gossiping about another person who's so open, meaning you're vulnerable, you have nothing to hide, you speak the truth, you don't cause harm, you don't cause any type of misinformation, miscommunication, you don't cause anything negative towards another person, but the person that have the most skeletons behind their back or in their closet here, they want to fix their nasty foul lips to be speaking ill about you. Yuck. Patooey. Oh man, child. They don't make sense. Anywho, so we have gut instinct and social ooh, perfect. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna break this down. So we have gut instinct, social conditioning, and dependence. Let's take a look at social conditioning. Social conditioning is that where you feel, or when a person feels that they're being conditioned socially to be a part of a certain type of crowd. You're going to have to take that how that resonates for you. But in this instance here with the social conditioning, this toxic family dynamic here wanted you to be socially conditioned to be a part of what they were trying to do towards you. Now, had you been a part of it, meaning that you were okay with them doing this here, they would have left you alone. They would have completely left you alone. They would have went elsewhere. But because you are very different from them, okay, you followed your guts and you completely stay away from them here, dependent. So they thought that you were going to be dependent on their social conditioning. That's what this toxic family dynamic wanted for you. They wanted you to be dependent on their social conditioning in regards to how you saw the world or reality here. But your gut instinct came in, your intuition came in, your discernment came in, and you was like, something's not right here. Something is off here. Why do I keep being disrespected? Why do they keep trying to come up against me? What have I done to this person to experience such harsh experiences or realities? These are the things that you ask yourself. And your future self, okay, that's where your higher self comes in. We all have a higher self that sits on the crown, okay? But your higher self came in, or the discernment of self came in, and it helped to guide you out of this foolish thing at the right time. At the right time. Somebody's chewing bubble gum. Now they're desperate. Now they're desperate. They're desperate because you're following your intuition. So if at any point in time, so I'll break down some of the clear so you can understand. Some of you guys have strong gifts. You might be afraid of your gifts. I'm here to tell you there's nothing to be afraid of, okay? So I'm just going to break down a few, and you may resonate, and if it, if you want to go further into it, that's on you. So for some of you guys, you could be clairsentient, okay? Clairsentient is a gift that basically means that when you get goosebumps on your skin, or you may get like your hair may stand up on your skin here when someone is speaking to you. But that depends on the discernment that you have. So I can come towards you and I can say, hey, collective, the sky is really blue outside, and you start to get hairs. The hairs start to stick up on your hand, or you get goosebumps on your hand. Well, you could just validate that by going outside to see if the sun is, the sky is blue. So that right there will give you a strong indicator that what I'm telling you is the truth. If that makes sense. The next one here on the opposite side is that if someone is lying to you, that still will come up as well too. That clairsentient. So you're feeling it in a way as to, it's like a vibrational feel all over your body. Sometimes you may feel it on your legs, you may feel it on your back. Yes, you may get chills, you know what I mean? And that is confirming that what that person is saying to you may not make sense or is not telling the truth. That's clairsentient, okay? What's the next one? Clairvoyant is your third eye. Clairvoyant helps you to see, okay? It helps you to see beyond the veil. Some of you guys are coming into your gifts in regards to you seeing beyond the veil. So this is where you may start to question your reality because you're seeing things and you're like, is that real? Wait, did that just happen to me? You know what I mean? But you're kind of nervous about it because you don't want people to think or to feel like something's off with you, or you may be crazy or something like that, and you're not. Whatever you are feeling, or more so whatever you are seeing with your third eye or the clairvoyance here, it's the truth, okay? It just normally comes off as far-fetched because that's kind of how the truth is sometimes. It can come off as far-fetched because the most of the world lives in a falsehood of realities. Next one is clairgustance, is where you can taste, where you can actually taste things. So for me, when I'm doing like ancestral work, or when I'm servicing the public or my clients with ancestral readings, a lot of their ancestors love to give me something to taste. So if I'm doing a reading for you and I'll say, I'm getting a taste for oranges or apples or berries or whatever the case may be, that is an indicator there that's your clairgustance, right? Meaning that you're able to taste certain things, or you may have a taste for something, or you could be working on something and all of a sudden a kind of taste just come up in that kind of way. That's clairgustance, okay? But there are other clairs. That's just to kind of give you an example. So to smell is clairalience, okay? That's clairalience. But you could just look up online and you can just type in the different type of clairs and you can kind of see which one resonates with you versus which one does not, okay? But I say all that to say here that some of you guys' gifts are actually turning on or coming on, and right now is not the time to ignore that. You've been getting a lot of nudges within your guts to follow your gut or to follow your instincts, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, support. So your gifts are going to support you, excuse me, moving forward. So for me now I'm tasting collard greens. You see, that's one of my gifts, clairgustance, right? I'm now tasting collard greens. So I'm now going to say, hey, somebody eating collard greens, or somebody's eating corn. I'm also hearing street corn. Are you eating street corn? You know what I mean? Somebody's eating Laffy Taffies, the banana one, banana Laffy Taffies. So energy drain. Yes, we have energy drain here. So when they realize that they couldn't beat you, now they're trying to join you, but they're only trying to join you to drain your energy, because if you don't have any energy, you more so become obsolete. You need energy to thrive on this realm. You need to be very aware of how you spend your energy, your time. And some people will waste your time or waste your energy to where you can't thrive off of your own energy. So it's important to ensure that you are protecting yourself from people that just want to take and take and take from you. And this toxic family dynamic, that's all they want to do, is just take from you. Whether it's to take a child away from you, whether it's to take money away from you, whether it's to take your livelihood away from you, whether it's to take your essence away from you, your youthfulness. You know what I mean? There are people out there specifically that would take all that they can from you and just watch you just fall in front of their face. Yes. Dang, Sperry, you nosy? We have entitlement. It's just everything. It's just confirming, you know? You nosy, Sperry, but okay. So with this, yeah, they feel that they are entitled. They feel they are entitled to drain you energetically, and they're not. Somebody eating a steak with like a salad. Yeah, and they're holding a grudge against you because of that. Yes. You're telling the truth. You're speaking out. You're realizing that they were nothing but poor investments, or they made a poor investment into your life because they didn't have anything good for your life. If that makes sense. They didn't want anything. They didn't want you to succeed. They didn't want you to be better than them. They wanted you to be where they were or less than them. So it's either you got with their program, or they're going to destroy how you saw the world, and they failed. So with poor investment and reckless here, this is why they are now, because of the poor judgment, they became very reckless. But you, on the other hand, you played it safe. And that could be spun in many different ways. Your discernment helped you to play it safe. And just because you play it safe doesn't mean that you're scary. I need to make that clear, okay? It just makes you smart and wise. That's what it makes you be or become. Just because somebody's doing something horrible and horrendous out there don't mean you have to do it either. And 10 times out of 10, when someone that is doing the horrible thing towards another person and they see that you don't want no parts of it, oh, you think you better than us, or you a goody two shoes, or you think you... No, that's just a ploy to get you to become reckless like them. So what is your discernment telling you? What are your clairs? Your clairsentient, clairvoyant, maybe clairgustance, whatever, however, and there's other clairs as well too. But what are those clairs? What are those gifts telling you in regards to how this person is approaching you? We have self-sabotage and victim mentality. Self-sabotage and victim mentality. Now, because I love this deck, man. What's the name of this deck? The name of this deck is called Hard Truths. I found this on Amazon. This is a good behind deck, child. Woo! Oh, it's a good deck, child. But yeah, it's called Hard Truths. It's an oracle deck. So with self-sabotage and reckless, so because they self-sabotage because of the reckless decisions that they made. It was the wrong time. Their timing is never right. Their timing is always off. Judgment and wrong time. And because they were reckless, now they're being judged. Yep. Oh man, let me see where I'm at. Well, I don't even know how many minutes I've been on here, child. Oh, I'm at 82. Let me keep going. I still got some more to say. I got readings a little bit later, so I have some open time this morning. SOS, baby. Somebody listen to Rihanna. But we have SOS here, so now they're calling for help. Where do you think they're calling from help? Calling for help from God, which is very odd. They hurt you. They place you in harm's way. They try to take as much as they can from you. When they realize they're being judged by God, they're going to ask for help from God itself. And it's laughable. How you gonna harm somebody, then try to hide and pray and protect yourself behind God, and then you're gonna now ask for forgiveness? What is this? Ugh. Somebody eating oodles and noodles or ramen, chicken flavor. Or you love ramen. Someone's name is Bethany. Yeah, so, okay, I see. So because they keep asking for help from a higher source or higher power here, SOS is here. It's like, okay, I'm gonna show you something. So the messengers are coming in and spilling the beans in that way. Since y'all wanna be extra in that kind of way. So since these toxic family members or dynamic wants to be very toxic towards you here, they wanna be extra towards you. Well, it's like God or spirit or divine source here is giving you the keys to spill the beans. This is too funny. And they can't handle that, which goes back to where it is. The dark. Where that card at? Hold on, give me a second. Because I'm gonna make a point with it. If I can find it. Where did it go? I wanted to make a point with it. So I was going to say about the darker aspect of self, which is where your protection is here. Shadow side, thank you. So with the shadow side here, it's like because they keep calling on source for guidance or help, source is guiding you because they came after you. With the shadow side, they want protection, right? Okay, well, the only way that they can get protection is if they speak the truth. Believe it or not, the truth is a form of protection. Yes, it is, because it can protect you from a lot of harsh things. Yes. So with the shadow side, extra and spilling the beans here, yep. You call judgment on them, which you can. For some of you guys, you're a walking judgment. Some of you guys can call judgment on other people, believe it or not. That's why some of you guys got to be careful what you say towards certain people, because it will come true. But that's all created by source because of the connection that you have with source. Source may see you as a person that's very fair when it comes to inequalities or injustices. So source judged you and said, okay, I'll give you this gift. I know you're going to use it wisely. Yes. And that gift is judgment. You call judgment. So when they're calling upon source to get out of the judgment that you place upon, you have the connection with source. The judgment comes from source. Hey, I need help. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, prayer, manifestation, mantras, whatever, affirmations, whatever the case may be. They're not going to get out of this. They're not. Sucks to be them. Hey. Hey. Hi, Cynthia. Oh man, I keep saying I'd rather laugh at you than hurt you. I know what I mean when I say that, child. Let me laugh at you. Let me just laugh at your silly self. You so silly, child. You such a clown. Let me laugh at you because just let me laugh, okay? Because ooh, yeah, let me laugh at you. You have receipts. Where are you getting the receipts from, boo? From source. That's where you're getting the receipts from. Okay, so since they calling, because if they're calling upon source to surrender, right? In order for you to surrender, you have to, the truth has to be revealed to you, right or wrong. If you want out of a situation or an environment or whatever the case may be, right? You call judgment or you surrender it, right? And by you calling judgment or surrendering this thing that's no longer serving you, you're now giving a sign for things to be revealed to you. Receipts of the divine, of source. So yet they're calling upon source. They're calling upon the divine. I need help. I want to surrender this. I need da-da-da-da. Okay, well, here you come, la-di-da. Oh, okay, well, what they doing? Boom. Receipts upon receipts, upon receipts, upon receipts. These individuals here do not connect with God. They don't. They do not have a connection to God. They don't. And everyone that do have a connection to that big energy of source will see who do and who does not. That's why I keep saying when they call upon your name, They want the truth. They want the truth, but yet you are the truth. That's what's within you, innately within you, is nothing but truth, because that's what you speak. So if someone keeps calling upon your name, you rang, okay, what's up? Oh, okay, well, here go the receipts right here. That's where the truth comes from. They can't handle it. But you're calling upon the collective's name. The collective, the collective, the collective, the collective. Okay, why you keep calling upon the collective's name? Oh, you want the truth, huh? Okay, no problem, say less. Here you go. Does that make sense? They don't know how this works. They won't. Or, sorry, not won't. They don't know how this works. And once again, they're blaming you for why they're falling or their lives is destroyed. They don't make sense. So Sarah mentions on TikTok, but won't come directly to me. They won't. Why would they? If they would have, none of this would have went this far. None of this would have went this far if they were able to come towards you and to hash out whatever issue that they had with you. So because they didn't want to do that, and that's their prerogative, they decided to take a risk and they failed miserably. That's on them. I'm just saying. It's like lift off. Now you get ready to lift off, blast off like Bruno Mars. He got a song called, I think, Blast Off or something like that. With, what's that guy? Anderson .Paak. But anyway, you're lifting off. And that, I'm going back to this because this keeps coming out right here with judgment and receipts. The moment that the truth is revealed is the moment that you can take off and lift off, boo. I'll even break it down further. So with Chandra says on TikTok, keep my name out your mouth. Yes. When someone is gossiping about you in the collective, in the collective, in the collective, in the collective, what they are creating is an energy ball or an energetic ball that's going to, it starts small, then it's going to be created even bigger into like a snowball effect or an avalanche effect, where all of the lies, because that's what the ball is nothing but a ball of lies, and that's what they're creating. They're creating friction around this ball of lies by keep calling upon your name, and the more that they keep calling upon your name is the moment that this, we'll say, avalanche of snowball effect of lies are being released. And the moment that you see this big ball or this big avalanche of lies coming towards you, what are you going to do next? This is where your sword of truth comes out, and you're going to take that sword and you're going to completely slash it in half, slash it to smithereens, smash it into pieces, whatever the case may be. Receipts, judgment. But they call us dumb. They call us dumb. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, respectfully, they called you the black sheep. Okay, I like to look at black sheep as very unique. I've never seen a sheep that's black. Maybe there are a black sheep. I don't know. Okay, I've never physically seen a actual black sheep. Okay, but from this picture here, a depiction of this black sheeps are very unique. That's how I look at you. Thank you. You're very unique. Unique with receipts. And they learning not to play with you because detective. Yeah. Yep. It's like Source put you in a position. Source put you in a position to become the detective, or to use your Sherlock Holmes skills to figure out what was going on here. And the moment that you were able to figure out what was going on, now look at you laughing. You're laughing just like me. And they're fed up. Oh, well, we don't care, Heifer. We don't care, boo. We don't care, Karmic. We don't care how you feel, Heifer. But look, it say laughing, and they're fed up by you laughing because you weren't supposed to be laughing. You supposed to be crying. You supposed to be begging for forgiveness. Why would you be begging for forgiveness when you didn't cause harm, towards them? So what exactly are you begging for forgiveness for? Why are you asking for forgiveness? Make it make sense. Why should you have to go towards them and apologize to them for what they've done to you? That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see what else. It say toxic family. Do you hear me and hear me well? It don't even have to be your family. It could be an ex-lover's family. You may share a child with a ex-lover. It could be their family. Take it how it resonates. It could be a work family. Take it how it resonates. But it's a toxic family here that was irresponsible, and that's the shocking message here, that was irresponsible in the way that they treated you. So you're now aware, and they, well, you know what, I'm gonna skip over that card because I don't want to add that card in. But this family, this toxic family, is very uncouth in nature. They're very barbaric in nature. They have no class. They don't have any class when it comes to the type of things that they're doing. Now they feel stuck and they're freaking out because people are aware that there have been some intimacy happening amongst themselves within this family dynamic here. Tis what it is. Not everybody is drinking, trying to escape you, but yet they keep calling up your good name, your good name. They keep calling up your name because you are the truth. So when the truth rings, you, hey, what's up? Oh, okay, yeah. No, that never happened that way. No, what you talking about? No, here go the receipts right here. No, this what happened right here. Really? Yeah, here go the receipts right here. Stop calling up the collective good name, Karmic, if you're not ready for the truth. Let me say that one more time. Karmic, stop calling up the collective's good name in your foul mouth if you're not ready for the truth to be exposed. Angels surround you, and some angels are not angels. Keep that in mind. You have some angels, they have a dark side too. Okay? So if you're calling upon like Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriah, Metatron, they have darker sides to them too. They're still angelic, but they have darker sides as well too. Everything has two sides. Everything. Take a look at that. Everything has two sides. And now they feel weak because they're now seeing the side that they never thought existed. The darker parts or the darker aspects of self that they never thought existed when it comes to you. Thank you, Tony, thank you. Thank you so much. What I was gonna say? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Let me drink some water, hold on. Now they're emotionally exhausted. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. There are two sides to everything. It could be a Leo, a fake emperor, however it resonates. So if you're a Leo, you're going to be more of the high vibrance Leo, meaning you're doing the great things for yourself. You're successful, and however you could be successful in your health, your wealth, your mental health, the psychological aspect of self. Wealth can be spun in many different ways. So just take that how that resonates, okay? So you could be the high vibrational Leo. But for them, there is a low vibrational Leo that is an emperor, fake emperor, okay? So take it how it resonates here. They are emotionally exhausted because they can't do anything towards you. Yes, dark energy. And separated is in reverse. They thought that their dark energy was forever going to be attached to you. There are many different forms of dark energy, but I'm just speaking about dark energy from the negative aspect in this case here. There are also dark energy that you can actually work with from the positive side of things, okay? So that's why I always say there are two sides to everything, okay? Sudden changes. Somebody having some Mary Jane, I smell it. It's strong. Not judging you, just letting you know I smell it, but it's strong. We have Libra here, okay? You could be a Libra, they could be a Libra, however it resonates, okay? That's getting ready to be evicted. So if you were evicted before, or they put you in a position where you may have actually became evicted, you're going to get that back tenfold, okay? So if you lost a place, if you lost a home, it may have been temporary. And when you did lose that home, and when you finally got into a new home, or if you're going to when you get into a new home, it's going to be 10 times even better from what you left before, okay? So take that how that resonates. We do have cold-hearted here. I feel like this dynamic, this family dynamic here is very cold-hearted towards psychic, or people that can see, feel, they can see beyond the veil. They feel like psychics give them a bad name, which is very odd because they're the ones that's going to the psychic to get insight or intel about you. Or they may go to an evangelist or someone that may be considered a prophet that can see. It's the same thing, just different terms. We're all interconnected. We just have different terms. If that makes sense? So they go to someone that they consider that can see, that more so on the negative side of things. And they utilize that person to see how they can stop you from moving forward, or to stop you from speaking out. And that person who was their reputable or their go-to seer, they're also, number one, losing their gifts. That's a real thing. Just because you have your gifts doesn't mean you can't lose them. I don't advise you to use your gifts in a negative way. I don't advise it. I highly suggest you don't do it, for real. Just as how you were able to get these gifts from Source, Source can yank that MF away from you too. And I'm not messing up my gifts for nobody. No, I love my gifts, and I'm gonna make sure I keep my gifts. So I'm not gonna do nothing negative. That's gonna harm me. So anywho, we have the cold-hearted and psychic here that's now depressed because they are afraid. They can't see anymore. It say devil in disguise. They can't see anymore. They can't tap in anymore. They can't tap into your energy anymore. They don't know what you have going on anymore. When they attempt to tap into your energy, it comes very muddy. They can't see anything. I don't know what's going on. Their head may start to hurt them. They may get headaches. They may start to feel sick. It's because of your protection, but more so from the darker aspect of things. It says illegal activity. No one gave them permission to tap into your energy in the first place. I don't know why they're doing it. Why are you doing that? Unable to express emotions. Yes. That's what they get. I don't feel sorry. It is what it is. You don't want your secrets exposed? Leave people alone. You don't want your secrets exposed? Then live a life full of greatness, not no foolishness. Don't lie towards other people to try to harm them, put them in harm's way, to take things from them. Don't do any of those things, and then your secrets won't be revealed. It's truly that simple. I promise you. It's truly that simple. This is how it has hierarchies where we are in this world. And I gave the example of a school hierarchy. You start with maybe a teacher's assistant, then a teacher, then a, what do you call it? Vice principal or assistant principal, then superintendent. It has levels to this. So if there's levels here, hierarchies here, we're living here, you don't think it's not going to be spiritual hierarchies as well too? Some individuals' spiritual ranking is higher than others or lower than others. Again, you don't know who walks with who. Stop bothering people. Stop fucking with people. Because that person who you feel is by themselves is truly not by themselves. And the moment that their team, meaning your team, your spirit guide team, etc., however y'all do y'all thing, is alerted that someone is trying to come up against you, they're going to take care of it for you. Despite whether you like it or not. If you're calling for help or you're surrendering this to this higher source of power here, that power the power going to show itself, is what I'm saying. So you don't know who walks with who. Leave people alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Walk away. We don't care how you feel. We don't care. Leave them alone. Just walk away. Go on with your life. Don't bother anybody. Don't tamper with their life. Leave them alone, despite if you don't like them. Who cares? Go away. And now we have Justice. Queen of Swords, with the honesty that you've been speaking here, now is bringing you justice. What's the question? Yeah, Four of Wands, they're not celebrating anyone. They're not celebrating anymore. I think I said anyone, but I didn't mean to say anyone. They're not celebrating anyone. I meant to say they're not celebrating anymore. And it's causing a separation here with the Five of Cups confirmation. They regret it because, yeah, they're caught red-handed. So Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords here. They're caught red-handed. It is what it is. Your actions, whether it's good or negative, that's up to you. Your actions are going to determine how you're going to live life. Your actions. So you want to live a negative life full of chaos and turmoil? Hey, have at it. That's on you. That's your life. But if you want to live a life of greatness and you're doing things for self and, you're not, you know what I mean? Well, that's going to show. Every consequence has an action. So, strong Leo, yes, as above, so below, absolutely. The law of correspondence, the law of rhythm, they all work in tandem together. We have Virgo here. We have Pisces. We have Capricorn, strong Leo, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, strong Leo, strong Leo, Leo again. Damn, Leo again. Hold on, Leo, hold on. Scorpio. Cancer. I'm gonna do 2 more. Gemini. 1 more. Aquarius. All right, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that. Oh wait, I'm gonna do a couple letters. All right, so I'm gonna just do a couple letters in regards to names because somebody asked me about names. So let me do a couple letters and you'll see what pops up here. We have the letters J, I, and G. I mean, shoot, the jig is up. That's what just popped up. The jig is up. Somebody's name could be Johnson, Jason, Ingrid, Inga, Inghay, Gary, Gareth. I'm hearing Gertrude, Jerry, Janine with a J, Janine with a G. I'm hearing Islip, Islip, I-S-L-I-P. I believe that's in New York. Islip, New York. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Someone's name is Isley. You could be listening to the Isley brothers. Someone's name is Irene. Someone's name is Jack, Jackie, Jackson. We have the letters Y, M, Y, and N. Someone's name could be Maya. Someone's name could be Nathan. Then we also have the letters Q, E, and G. I'm hearing Quagmire. Someone's taking their test for nursing school. You could be from Minnesota. Someone's listening to Johnny Gill. Someone's name is Nemi, N-E-M-Y or N-I-M-M-I-E, Nimini. Someone's name is Gay, G-A-Y-E. I'm hearing Gibraltar, G-I-B-R-A-L-T-A-R, something like that, Gibraltar. I could be mispronouncing it, I'm sorry. Someone's name is Quasi, Quentin, Q. You could be a Q dog. Maybe they were a Q dog. Somebody's in a sorority or a fraternity. Someone's eating peanut butter. So take that how that resonates, okay? So if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for sharing my sharing my my channels. It's truly appreciated, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya. Thank you so much for being here, Instagram and also Facebook. I hope that this video uploads today. If not, then you're going to have to revisit it or rewatch it on YouTube, okay? So I'll see you on the next one. And thank you guys, YouTube, for being here. Thank you so much for the warm compliments, the gifts, also the donations as well. It is truly, truly, truly appreciated. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.